Hey, you! You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed because you're an untouchable success. To support us and gain access to great exclusive shows like our brand new Supernatural watch-along Himboos, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. You'll also get your lucky little mitts on hundreds of episodes of our other exclusive shows like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, and the complete series of Fox Mulder is a Maniac. We do movie nights, game streaming, regular mini-series and surprise shows, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want, within reason. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by heading to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed. Probably don't need help with that word.
Horny Virginia Woolf, let's go.
I mean,
yeah,
horny was already horny. Virginia
it was
Woolf,
already pretty
horny.
Yeah.
This is like Virginia Woolf with a happy ending.
Yeah. Spoilers. Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched The Invite. More like In-Fight.
Thenvite.
Yeah. Am I right?
Thenvite.
Are we right?
Right? Mm-hmm.
Like what is that? Like a wine?
Hi. Hi, come in.
Nice to see you.
We are so happy you're here.
Vitae? It's truth, right? No, wait, life. Wait. Vitae is life.
All right. You put yourself in this corner.
I did,
This
I really fucked myself.
This is director Olivia Wilde. Is this based off like a fucking play or something?
It's based on a foreign film. I don't know whether that itself was an adaptation, but I did notice in the opening credits that it's based on another movie. I think we may have talked about that when we covered this in Hypecast. If
Probably.
we didn't, there it is.
I know it's co-written by Rashida Jones, which she's she's in The Office and other things.
Yeah,
many other things.
But The Office
I like her.
was a thing that she's in.
I like Olivia Wilde too. We've covered I think all of Olivia Wilde's films, right?
Of the movies she's directed, I think that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Booksmart.
Booksmart was the better of the two.
Yeah. I mean, she had that. Why do we fucking remember what that one was called?
Don't Worry,
it was
Darling.
famously everybody. Don't Worry, Darling. Right. That one was a bit. It was a bit of a swing. It was a hell of a swing. I remember that.
I like it as a Twilight Zone episode. It just, it just. Anyway, this is not an episode about that movie,
or about Tron,
or about
Legacy,
Tron,
in which she's also in. But yeah, she's directing it. She's in it with Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, Edward Norton. What did you think about this movie?
I really liked this movie.
Yeah, me too.
This is really good. It's just 4 actors in a room, acting. It's very funny. It is so close to Virginia Woolf that you could almost call it just an adaptation of Virginia Woolf, just with a new spin on it, because the game's basically the same, more or less.
More or less, it's reversed. There's a like a couple of dynamics where it's that the professor,
but it's
the teacher is not that the teacher side. They're not the people.
No, they're kind of like
The older it's an older married couple and a younger dating couple, but the roles of the who's fucking with who is kind of reversed. But also, it's hard to tell if they're like completely fucking with them, like how much I don't know about you. At the very end, I have expected, because at the end, they're like, oh, they're gone. I have expected them to hear the fucking upstairs immediately, like, oh, this was their fetish. This was part of it, or something like that.
That would have
been
funny.
But it's more of like, my interpreted was that it was a couple that was kind of fucking with another couple, but totally wanted to bang them. And then they just get so bummed out by the couple that it like ruins their night.
Kind of ruins it, yeah.
Yeah. No one's like, I guess my point is no one's trying to fuck with somebody else, where Virginia Woolf feels like they're trying to fuck with them more.
Right. Virginia Woolf is more about a malicious kink, sort of, playing out between this predacious couple. But I guess it's more of like I should more appropriately say that this movie's definitely aware of Virginia Woolf and plays with those sort of the tropes in it, like you said. Or not the tropes in it, but it plays with the dynamics, is the word that I meant. And I like that it does the same thing with our main couple, Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde, and the layered reveals.
Yeah.
Which is a similar thing in Virginia Woolf, but it just starts with us right in it, where like Seth Rogen's pedaling home from this job and Olivia Wilde's getting ready for this dinner party. And as soon as he gets home, she's like, okay, the neighbors are going to be here in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're just right in it. And we learn bits about their history and sort of secrets that they've been keeping unfold. And they're not as serious or gut-wrenching as they are in Virginia Woolf. They're a little bit more... I don't want to say grounded because they're realistic in Virginia Woolf as well, but they're less big. They're a lot.
Yeah, they're more fun.
Yeah, they're kind of more fun, and they're small. They're not things that people are still depressed about these things. Like these are still things that fuck people up, but they're like less. They feel less heavy. Like it's more.
Yeah, Seth Rogen he's a Mr. Holland.
Yeah,
he's a Mr. Holland.
He's a real Mr. Holland.
Yeah, he's a music teacher who they immediately show his lack of passion. Like the opening credits involves him like teaching the students and not really giving a shit, and then being like, "That's great. Maybe
play it
do
a few more times. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna
go." It's shot like a 70s movie. Like this has like a Woody Allen type sheen in the way it was shot, I thought. Not to make Olivia Wilde associated with Woody Allen, but it had that like 70s comedy. Those opening credits were very like purposefully 70s, like playful.
Yeah. It's a good montage. It's a good use of montage too. You know, I appreciate, I liked that her montage, it's all of these images of her running out, shopping, getting all this stuff together, all like the frantic pace she's working at to get this party going.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you later learn that she sort of got the invitation that day and is sort of making it seem like it's something that Seth Rogen forgot about, which is very funny.
Yes.
It's a nice insight into the kind of character, the kind of like, I guess neuroses she's experiencing.
That's the beauty is they're like their superpowers. They have every like neuroses and problem that everybody might have to like spread out into two people, meaning that like he's like that. He's like, you know, he's a bit of an Eeyore. He has like a problem with like not a problem, but he's very hostile and aggressive.
I was gonna say they play it. It starts with him being more like he's a guy that doesn't like being around people. He doesn't like his personal space being encroached. He doesn't like big changes at the last minute. It's a very identifiable like sitcom husband sort of thing. But as the night progresses, he becomes outwardly hostile, like you said. It's like you're just hostile.
That's the thing. They both have traits that I recognize in myself, which is why this movie at times is like a horror movie.
Yeah.
And kind of like it's like you feel like you're being attacked at points where you're like, all right.
Yeah.
But like Olivia Wilde too, her like nervous energy for the party, I was like, I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
For, like, I've had, and her need to please. So like she is like this ball of like nerves where she's just like tightly wound, tightly wound. And then Seth Rogen is like, he kind of hides behind the idea of like relax, but he's very tightly wound in a different way, where he's like a ball of personal anxiety, and then also like we're saying, he's very openly hostile in a way where it's like
it doesn't
like,
make sense.
Both of you get it with both.
You realize like, why later, but sorry.
No, it's just like. Yeah, oh, for sure. But like both of them, you have a moment where you're like, just fucking relax.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Just relax.
You know?
Yeah. But anyway, her montage is all of that stuff, and then it's just more and more shots of him endlessly pedaling his shitty bike home.
I'm hating it. Just
hating it. It's this shitty folding bike. It looks so terrible. It has tiny wheels.
Yeah. Oh my God. I appreciate that they let Seth Rogen be Seth Rogen.
Of course, yeah.
Everybody's great in it, but like,
everybody's a lot of fun. Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton are really having a blast.
Oh yeah, God. So the dynamic that's different is so it's funny because they're the younger couple, Seth Rogen, Olivia Wilde. I think technically,
think I'm not sure. Maybe. I think maybe. Yeah, I know at least Norton is probably a little bit older. I'm not sure
they
about
feel that
Penelope
way
Cruz,
only
actually.
because to
they
me,
they
Olivia
seem more
Wilde,
mature.
Yeah,
And the
Olivia Wilde and Seth
characters
Rogen-
anyway are presented as being older.
yeah.
Sorry.
I just think also career-wise, where like Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen, that's the 2000s to me. Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton, that's the 90s in terms of like when did they hit it?
She was tail end of the 90s though. She was like
Yeah.
Vanilla Sky and
Yes. And also with actresses, they're always like shockingly younger. Like when when you watch the X-Files and you're like, David
Right.
Duchovny was like 30
like
something,
30,
and
and
Gillian
like
Anderson was like 22,
20,
and
and
you're
she's
like,
supposed
what
to
the
be
fuck?
an FBI agent and medical doctor, and it's like she's how old? Anyway,
Yeah. But my point being that like it's a neat dynamic because they're the married couple who's been married for a while and have a kid.
12 years,
And
I think,
then-
is what they say.
Yeah, and then this remind me a little like the drama because there's some extent of like, so for people who haven't seen this movie, you should see this movie, but like it's basically they invite this newer couple, they've been dating for a year, you find out, who are like been fucking up a storm upstairs. So it's like this older married couple with a kid.
You keep hitting newer. We don't know they're newer. That's actually a reveal later in the movie. They're
Yes.
like they seem to be a more elegant couple.
Yes. Yeah, the reveal is that they're newer, which makes it's one of those things where I expected more of Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde to be like, you know what, fuck you guys at some point.
Right, because you've been dating for 10 months and you're like hitting us with all this worldly wisdom. Yeah,
Yeah, and like judging them
Yeah.
and stuff where it's like they have a kid, they're really ingrained in their lives. It's like that
They've
idea
built
of like,
a life together for over a decade. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a child
And
together.
yes.
Yeah.
this is a pretty divorced movie, and it starts from that idea that yes, relationships, this is the big test of a relationship is when you're with someone for a while. After a while, you just have to live your life with them, so it's not exciting, right?
The
It's
relationship has to evolve, which means
Yeah.
your expectations have to evolve
yeah.
as well.
You have to be comfortable if you're sharing a bed with someone every night.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to feel like you're always putting up a show for that person, right?
Right.
That's the idea. So like, yeah, they definitely have problems, but they're also like, they've been together for so long that they're not really. And so like, basically the idea is this couple proposes a foursome.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, by the way, we want to apologize for having so much sex. In our defense, it's not just the two of us. Is basically what they get into.
It surprised me how long it took to get to that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of it's just them being like the first half of this movie. I feel like it takes over an hour, or maybe it's at the hour mark before they finally pitch the foursome.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
It's very close to the climax, I think.
Yeah, it's real close to the end of the movie.
Yeah, the ending kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
Because, once the foursome proposal happens, you assume that's going to eat up a lot of time. And it very hilariously turns like they start it and then it falls apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it kind of blows up and then it's over. Yeah, it's a lot of it is, again, it's a horror movie where you kind of know, like, I don't know about you, but I was like, this couple is, like, the trailer kind of hints at it too. Where like watching it, I kept just waiting for them to drop. Yeah, let's have a foursome.
Oh
like,
yeah, the trailer's
yeah.
coy about it, but I think when we had talked about it on Hypecast as well, I think that's what we had walked away with too. It's like they're invited to an orgy, right? This is a fuck party.
But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of lead up where they spend a lot of time like they do. Again, it's very. This actually reminds me more of Carnage, the Roman Polanski movie. Unfortunately,
I haven't seen Carnage.
Carnage
it's
is
a shame
the premise
it's a Roman
of that.
Polanski movie because I really love the premise. Yeah, please explain it.
Yeah. No, that one's even more like it reminds me of this even more, and I think it's because it's the apartment setting and it's even small. Like Virginia Woolf, if you remember, like they go places.
It's in the house and they go outside and down.
They go to a bar at one point.
That's right. They do go to a bar and they have that dance. I forget about that.
Yeah, Virginia Woolf feels like even like for a movie that was made back then, they felt self-conscious about their premise, which was funny. Like it felt like they were like, we got to change the location up.
Right.
We gotta,
It can't just be these four people in this room.
right. And it's like, actually, it can.
Sure
Carnage.
can.
Yeah, Carnage is 4 people in a room. It's who is it? It's Christoph Waltz,
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly, Kate Winslet, and I think Jodie Foster. It's one of those where I'm like, man, what a shame this is a Polanski film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2 couples basically having a discussion because both of their kids had a fight at school.
Yep.
And it's a great premise.
Love that premise. I love that premise.
Yeah. And it's shorter than this. It's like an hour and a half. This is like an hour 40, but like there's a sort of dance you do, right? Where it's like you got 4 people in a room. What do you do? And obviously you have to change allegiances,
the dynamics,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And they do that too with this, where it's like, okay, the two ladies kind of team up against Seth Rogen, who gets very insulting at one point.
He's a flat out dick. Like I said, he's openly hostile. Like he's Seth Rogen, but they do a smart thing where they lean into, I guess, sort of what. It's not really Olivia Wilde's thing, but it's like a comedic thing that women are often asked to play, sort of that like comedically neurotic thing. But they both lean into these things a little bit past the point, like a little bit too far. So it becomes like I unlikable.
Yes.
And so,
very unlikable.
And there's a couple of moments where he's doing his Seth Rogen thing, and you're just like, dude, you're a fucking asshole. Like, why are you being so hostile?
I've been watching. This is a little on topic, a little off. I've been watching the show Kevin Can Fuck Himself. Have you seen that?
No, I've seen clips of it, and I love the premise.
It is.
I need to watch it.
It's like an art piece. Yeah, because it's like it's not that fun to watch, but it's perfect because the sitcom aspect, for people who don't know, the premise is every time they cut to whenever it's a husband and a wife. And it's like a sitcom, but every time they cut to the wife on her own, it turns into a real show. And it's like the format changes, everything changes, and her life is miserable because it's that thing, right? Like, oh, I'm a big dummy. Oh, I broke the coffee table. And then you show her like this taped up coffee table looking miserable, like my life is awful. It's all to say that like, It's with Seth Rogen, it's sort of like they're doing that dynamic where it's so many movies, if he's in the right movie, that like, I'm kind of a dick, and like I'm like they know to use that Seth Rogen's natural funniness. If you push it or you put it in the right environment or you ground it a little more.
If he goes too far, it can be very cruel and very like, dude, what the fuck is your problem? Yeah,
right. And they're all aware that that's what they're doing, and so that's why it's a really good use of Seth Rogen.
Yes, yeah, he's actually great in this. He's very well used.
He definitely has. I think he shines because I would say the movie is a movie about 4 people. Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton are definitely the supporting cast.
Yeah,
like they're not.
They're barely real people. They become real toward the end, which is a nice twist.
I liked that, yeah.
But they're very big, and they're supposed to be these big, fun, cartoonish characters. Those are like anyway. They're all fun parts, but like Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen are definitely the meatier things, and it does feel like a lot of it. It does feel like Seth Rogen kind of has the most.
He has the biggest arc.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all kind of around his stuff. Like Olivia Wilde. She has plenty to do, and she does have funny stuff. She's more like the other side of like I think after Booksmart, she's clearly obsessed with this. Is like not obsessed, but she's clearly interested in awkward. Like I'm the awkward teen, kind of that feeling where it's like when she's like dealing with Edward Norton when they pair off.
Yeah,
like she's like the nervous. She's like. She's like it's weird to say, like her and like Michael Cera have similar type vibes and roles. Yeah, where they're both awkward and like...
Which she's talking about, it's so funny to be like Olivia Wilde, who at one point I think was People Magazine's like most beautiful person on the planet. Yeah. It's like awkward talking about tiles to Edward Norton. Who, he's fine. He's Edward Norton. But, anyway.
Yeah.
But I do... The stuff she gets to do is... It's it's interesting that they start her at kind of, and I was thinking about this because obviously it's directed by a woman and she's playing the co-lead in it as the other partner in the relationship that's at the center of the story. So it was interesting to me that it sort of starts the movie with her seem like the audience dislikes her more at the beginning, I feel like, because she really feels unreasonable at first with the way the dinner party is begun.
Oh, yeah. It's a maniac thing.
Yeah,
well,
it's a maniac shit to do. And it doesn't become less of a maniac thing to do, but you sort of understand why it happened as the movie progresses. It's just interesting. And I wonder, anyway, it seemed like something similar. You just real quick, so I finish the thought, so I don't sound like a complete idiot. But it's like a similar thing to like the Kevin can fuck himself. It's like I wonder if something like that was in her mind of being like, well, these often start from the standpoint, oh, the shrewish wife is henpecking this husband who just rode all the fucking way home on this crap bike that she's making him ride, basically.
Right. And he comes home and he's exhausted because he's been working.
Because he's been riding his bike for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Through San Francisco. They live in San Francisco.
Yeah. And that's that's a note where they're like, how can you afford this place? And you learn that it's Seth Rogen inherited
but
it.
They're 2 apartments fused together. It's 2 lives joined together. So they have that repeated motif of the apartment looking in on itself, and they're always looking at each other through windows, but they're never connecting in the same room, Dave, until they realize that the hot couple has indeed been having an orgy, and that's the first time they come together in Seth Rogen's office face to face, and they're excited and talking, and she takes a hit of his joint, and it's like the first time they become united. Yeah, and then they come back out and they're funny together.
Yes, because they're both excited about a thing. Like that's what this is ultimately about. It's about a married couple who's just gotten so used to each other that they've forgotten.
They stopped communicating.
Yeah, and they stopped having passions in their individual lives.
Yeah.
And it's like there's this idea of sort of like, and I like it, is that they're both kind of miserable for reasons that don't really necessarily have to do with the other, but of obviously that, like, there's a part where like I think she says about him like, and then you got sad for some reason.
You decided to be miserable, and that sets him off. Like,
yeah, and both of them are both reasonable and unreasonable. Like Olivia Wilde, I did understand some like this is in the trailer and it's played for laughs when he's like, is that a new shirt? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, well, it looks good on you. And she goes, well, you could say that once in a while, and leaves. And obviously the joke is like, you can't. It's a new shirt. And he just said it. But I know what she means, which is that like she spends so much effort in making, her thing is like, she wants everything to look nice. She's put a lot of attention into the house.
She has 2 things. Her 2 things is she has we learned she's an artist that sort of gave it up because she never gets any validation or recognition. So like she has no outlet anymore. Her outlet is being poured into the house now because she stopped doing her photography and her painting, and she can't get any. She has no outlet and she has no validation. And those are her 2 main
Edward
things.
Norton.
Yeah, who's fucking named Hawk, first of all.
Hawk.
I have said, like, I saw this with my brother. I have texted him the line, "Is the place Hawk's butthole?" like 5 times since we saw the movie.
This is a very funny movie.
There's some really funny. There's so many parts where I'm like, well, they're just talking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I laughed out
loud. And then Olivia Wilde, like I appreciate Don't Worry Darling and like again that swing, but I hope she keeps doing those, to be honest, because this format she can do with her eyes closed as far as I'm concerned. Like Booksmart in this, I'm like, God damn, you nail this like every time, which is that it's like cringeworthy where you're like, oh my God, I don't want to look. This is like a horror movie. And then these moments of release when it's like, I guess Booksmart's more like Superbad. It's more zany comedy, but she's really good at comedy for one. It's clear,
and also
which is funny because I never pegged her for a comedy person.
I would like more Apatow style comedies made by a woman, or more like we were just got done saying, like we were comparing this to Carnage, just made by fucking Polanski. It's like, please
Yeah.
get more.
Yes,
women
and
making
there's like
these movies, these types of movies.
yeah, because I guess you could call this Apatow style.
Not this.
to some
I
extent,
was
'cause-
referring to Booksmart.
Oh yeah,
This is more like
For sure.
I was just doing that as a comparison. Like, so for instance, that's an Apatow type comedy, and this is more like a Carnage type thing,
yeah, or a Woody Allen,
or a
which
Woody
another
Allen
one
again,
where, like,
it's like fucking get lost, man. We had enough. Like,
yeah. No, and so like I don't know, she's nailing it. I forget where I started with this.
Don't worry,
Other than
darling.
Say that.
You hope she does. You hope she keeps making big swings.
Oh, just the laugh out loud of it all mixed
Yeah.
with like scenes where you're like Jesus Christ. But yeah, like
it's
the first
really
offer they
funny.
make.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first offer they make is Edward Norton is like, "Oh my God, look at this rug," and like you realize that her saying you could say that once in a while is because of this long history of Seth Rogen not observing.
Doesn't
this
acknowledge
stuff.
the things that she does. Yeah.
And his argument would be because I don't care about that shit, which is I get that to an extent where it's like he's not going to notice the rug is this rare thing, and like she does the paint thing.
We
Like,
learn
the
he's
three-
colorblind.
Yeah,
It's like because she has a blue and a pink basically color in the bedroom, and obviously that's a repeated motif. Is every room in the house has been meticulously decorated except for their bedroom because they can't agree on what to do in their heart, Dave. Their shared room, they can't agree what to do with that space, but. Neither one of, and like the argument over it is like, well, he's like, you should paint the walls, pick a color. And she's like, I asked you which color you like. He's like, they look the same to me. And it's blue and pink. And like when she comes in later and shows it to Norton, he's like, well, it's clear that blue color. And she's like, yeah, well, I get him in here. And he says he can't tell the difference. And he very casually just says, well, is he colorblind? And she kind of sits with, maybe, and then the scene ends.
I also love they do a really good job where they cut through both of them. This is great editing.
Yes.
Where it seems like they're about to ask the other one if they should end their marriage, and Edward Norton is giving this long answer that sounds like he's asking her, "How do you picture your life?"
Yeah.
And no, he's talking about the fucking
colors.
walls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. And I think what part of what this movie is saying. Because the broad strokes of this movie is basically this couple comes and like again they're like we've been dating for like a year. Oh my God, you guys don't have sex that like anymore, and like they're
you guys
they're
have
almost
sex
like
with 4 people in the living room. It's like no, we have a 12-year-old.
yeah, that's the they're like
what point
they're
Seth Rogen
moody,
points out,
free-spirit.
I've had to explain. My daughter's heard you having sex. I have to.
Yeah.
I'm running out of excuses for what's going on up there.
Right, and so it's like they're like free and clear, and they're like without being directly judgy, you can tell they're being judgy, right?
Yeah,
It's
a little
like
bit. Yeah.
and then I guess in the ending, Rogen plays his piano finally, and they come together, and it feels
They play a
like
duet.
they'll
It's
probably
sweet.
stick together.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think what this movie is also kind of saying is like when you're with no one person can fill every aspect of you, right? Is like the thing that happens is Penelope Cruz, they do the thing where Olivia Wilde is like, oh yeah, let's see a tour. Or Edward Norton wants to see a tour, and he loves all the tile and he even the stuff he doesn't know about, right? He's like, I don't know about bathrooms, but he's interested in her decor. Penelope Cruz is like, let's go smoke a joint and be
listen to
like
music,
silly.
Yeah.
And you realize that it's not that the other one doesn't like those things. It's that what I'm getting at is that friends are important. It's important for these people to be themselves outside of the other person, right? Being in a relationship doesn't make you a whole person. Like that, the person you're with isn't going to complete you in that way, because we're not with people who are interested in every goddamn thing we are.
No.
And that's the idea, is like, it's not that they're bad for each other. It's that they need to have other outlets. Like, I get the feeling, they never explicitly say it, but I get the feeling that both of them are fairly isolated too. Like, I think they might say it.
They mention it, but it's clear in the way that the movie's shot and the architecture of the apartment. Like I mentioned, it's like we learned that it was 2 apartments fused together, so it kind of folds in on itself. So their 2 respective spaces are like literally in separate wings of this apartment where they can look through a window and see each other, but they're not actually together. So it's
Yes.
but Penelope Cruz does point out that you're living, or I think one of them says it, but they do point out that's what happens in a relationship is you stop communicating, then you start living completely isolated from each other.
Right. But I also mean they're isolated from the world.
Oh yes, yeah.
Like, yeah.
They do
Like,
they do
it's
mention
part
that
of
they
the
don't have
point.
any friends. Yeah.
Yeah, and the point is, she's like, we like Olivia Wilde is kind of the hero in the sense that she's taking the first step that Seth Rogen is refusing. The way I personally would too, where it's like, oh God, I don't want to have fucking strangers over, and it's like she's the one, she's taking that dive, and like she knows that somewhere in her that they needed this, right? Like ultimately what it is like, and there's an element of like, you know, the reveals that Olivia Wilde likes to walk naked from the window.
Oh yeah.
And she knows that Edward Norton can see it, and like, and what's funny about that is obviously they're voyeurs of each other because they're talking about the neighbor's sex.
Yeah.
But it's that idea of also like, you want to be reminded that like that idea of like flirting and stuff like that is a form of communication that goes away in a relationship, I think, after a while, right?
Yes.
It's like the chase and being like, they both get to go off on their own and remember what it's like to be like an individual who's can be kind of flirty or be desired or be social. And it's like, that's kind of the exercise they're both going through. And it's the same with like Seth Rogen and his music and her with their art, which is like, it's sort of about these people having to re-identify themselves in order to be together again, which is a really, I don't know, it's a really cool idea.
Yeah, it's something that Cruz says toward the end. Is it turns out her character is a sex therapist and relationship, or I think marriage therapist as well. And she's giving them sort of an impromptu session, but she does end it by saying, but I'm not your therapist and maybe I'm talking too much. But she says that basically she says like, whatever this relationship is over. Like this, you can start, you need to start a new relationship, and it can be with each other if you're willing to do that work. But like the way that
That was great.
Yeah. And I think that I think that feels true, as you know, like I was saying, a relationship evolves, like even just your platonic friendships evolve over time. You're not the same with your best friend that you were 5 years ago, you know, like it's changed. Things change as your interests change and new things come into view and stuff. So you sort of have to, like you said, you have to redefine sort of the person you are, and redefine how in your romantic relationship, how you spend time together, you know, particularly in a situation like theirs where they're married and they have a child, you know.
Right. And obviously the four-way, like there's like this idea, and I think this is what the movie's ultimately saying, which is like, in order to do that, you don't have to fucking have orgies. You can, but like you don't have to. Like the ending is sort of them realizing like that's not really us, or it doesn't seem like it's like they're instantly interested in it, and like you can tell they're like really curious about it, and maybe they are, but it seemed like that what they were really interested in was something different.
Yeah.
And like it, like that sort of, and like, you know, like, yeah, the idea is it's two people who feel like they're kind of at the end of their relationship.
Yeah.
And once they're this idea of group sex, what they're really thinking about is just being with somebody else at first. And like, I don't know, that's really neat. And then it's like, it kind of dials back to like, no, it's just piano, but it's ultimately about that idea. Like Edward Norton, his reveal is about a relationship that didn't work for the same reasons. It just happens to be about sex, which is that he talks about, they do a great thing because Penelope Cruz is like, I was his therapist, and at first it's like a little scandalous, like Seth Rogen says as much. Then when you learn, because
you spend the whole movie dismissing Norton as a fuckboy, which is
right.
Yeah,
His name is Hawk.
His name's Hawk. And he plays
And
a great
you realize,
himbo.
like, right, you never think, like, he was probably needed a therapist for a reason.
For a reason, yeah.
Yeah, and then when he's like, "Why'd you change your name?" and he was like, it was a transitional thing after my wife died," and you realize that, like, the story is that he was very repressed, like Seth Rogen. His wife wanted more sexually, and he never crossed that line. And after she died, he decided to be more open. Which, of course, I love Seth Rogen's very dickish interpretation of, like, okay, so your wife didn't wanted to peg you, and you wouldn't let her peg you.
And then she
And now you
died.
get-
What? That was a story. That was a story. But like, he phrased in this way, and it was a lot of what the movie was about too. It was a lot of communicating what Olivia Wilde was sort of experiencing, where he's like she wanted to live her life more boldly. She wanted to experience something she hadn't experienced, and she wanted to see if I would do that with her, and I just made her feel bad about it. I made her feel ashamed about it.
Yeah.
And it was just, it was a very eloquently stated thing that tied into like this anguish that Olivia Wilde obviously is connecting. Like, she's tearful listening to this story. And then he is a fucking 100-mile-an-hour dickhead.
Yeah,
With that
it's very
guy.
funny.
It's funny,
It was
but
perfect for the moment because they're doing this, like, tender reveal,
When they're
and
buying
then
it
you
back.
think, like, that's going to really affect him.
yeah,
And,
but he's still
He's
such
not
a
right.
fucking dick through it.
yeah,
He relents a tiny bit, but like,
yeah. And that's, I guess, what I mean is that they get, like, caught up on the sex of it all, but it's
Yeah.
not actually about the pegging. It's
No.
about the exchange of she wanted to live a different way or open way. I made her feel
She-
bad
she-
about that.
she felt like she had to live her life within the boundaries that I defined for her, is
Yeah.
what he was saying.
You could replace the word pegging with visiting Italy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like, it's
exactly.
that.
Yeah. Taking a pottery class.
Yeah. And that's the whole point is
sorry.
like, no, like they have to, it's two people who have kind of intertwined, and, kids probably help with that, where it's like, you have to be practical sometimes, where it's like, you can't fucking do certain things, but it's,
You have to be
it's a
practical
couple who
most
are,
of the time when,
Yeah.
when you have a child.
but you can still find ways and like
Yeah.
find ways to be individuals and like,
You have, like you said, you have to sort of redefine who you are, or how you interact with these things that make you, and how you interact with each other. You have to be more practical about it. You have to be a little more strategic about it. You have to plan. It's boring, but you have to like plan time together. It's
yeah.
that's what being in a relationship in your 40s is. I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I like, again, I like that it's not like an age thing necessarily, because Edward Norton, I believe, is the oldest in this, and like it's about
I think
people
that's
in
right.
certain stages in life. Because again, the idea is this couple who's like, we don't have anybody over, and it's a huge. I think this is the obvious dynamic. It's this big deal just to have some fucking people
Just
over,
to have them over,
where it's
yeah.
like they open the wine that they've been saving because they didn't get wine, and she throws away her fucking souffle the
That
moment
was
Penelope Cruz
so
brings.
fucking funny. Just
Yeah.
it's like a one motion, and she just takes this burned souffle out of the oven and dumps it dish and all into the trash can and closes the lid and just kind of leans over the.
Yeah,
It's honestly
it's incredible. But it's this couple who's so uptight, who are having two people over, just having the neighbors over for dinner.
Yeah, it's such a
is
huge
such a
thing.
fucking
yeah.
event. And then the neighbors are like, "Oh yeah, we have group sex all the time."
Yeah.
And it's like the complete opposite of like they don't care showing their friends their genitals, like
Mm-hmm.
and having just tons of sex and
I
like
loved-
so it's a perfect like dynamic. between
Yeah,
the
I
two,
really
that's all.
loved that they throw that away immediately. Like as soon as Norton and Cruz come over, like it's immediately clear that it's not going to be that kind of cringe. Like all of the cringe is going to be on Rogen and Wilde's end, because
Yeah.
like Norton's immediately like Rogen thinks he's honest, but Norton's immediately like, so Joe, you don't like us at all, and you're always kind of weird in the elevator. So
Yeah.
that's why we wanted to come over and talk to you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's just
Because their whole thing is they're open.
Yeah, they're completely
and they appreciate
open, yeah.
his open. Yeah, and the point where like there's a point where
that's what they like about him is that he's so
Yeah.
like, you're a fucking dick and I don't want you in my house.
right. I appreciate that they definitely want to fuck both of them.
Yes.
And oh my god, the part where they apologize for the sex, and then Rogan mercifully like goes because. He's the whole time he's like, I'm going to confront them about it. I'm going to confront
He
them.
thinks this
And
is
then
his
they
nuclear
bring it up.
bomb. Yeah.
And then he, to help his wife out, basically goes like, no, it's fine. I didn't even hear it. And then the reveal of like, no, we have you on the ring camera.
That when he trips running away. Oh my
And
gosh.
it's so like embarrassing. Yeah, that's the shit where again, this movie knows how to release the tension, and like there's like moments where I was laughing out loud, and I really, that was very important.
Yeah, it's a very funny movie. It's definitely
It
more
is.
more like laugh out loud funny than it is like cringe or uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Unlike something like the drama that we mentioned.
yeah, yes.
Um,
The drama never made me feel like that's the thing is this has more moments though where I felt like a physical reaction where I'm like, oh god damn it, just fucking relax, guys,
There were a couple of moments, yeah.
Yeah. I like when they pair off. I appreciate the Seth Rogen. His dirty talk is basically just thanking her. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow.
Wow.
It's perfect.
And he's just doing his like stupid dances.
Yeah. Listen, I've been in Seth Rogen's shoes. I know that
yes.
feel like,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
I don't know why you're doing this, but thanks so much.
Yeah. I think that
I sure appreciate this.
Every male comedy writer, I think, has been in that.
Yeah. I don't know how this is
I don't know how
happening. I don't know what I said or did. I don't know if this is a dare, if I'm on camera. You're going to kill me.
Oh.
Thanks.
I don't know why I specified
Yeah.
comedy writer. I just feel like anyway.
It's one of those dynamics where Penelope Cruz and Seth Rogen are two people where I never pictured them in a room together.
Right. Like the casting is so good and they play it so well. And obviously like she can really nail something like this. She plays all kinds of characters because she's great. But like just this I think she literally played Donatella Versace in the American Crime Story, but it's like that kind of character where it's just like this person who is so like this person just like annihilate you with a withering glance, and he's
they're
Seth
so
Rogen. So adult and so seemingly so classy and so worldly.
He's a fireman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would argue the most miscast person in this is actually Olivia Wilde, who's great. Don't get me wrong.
She's great, yeah.
She transcends it. But she's almost like, she's like you're saying, she's one of the hottest people. And it's like, she's almost too like, where you're just like, they're trying to make her like this awkward kind of a nerd type. And I'm like,
they're trying
when
to frump
it's her
her
and
up,
Edward
yeah.
Norton, I'm like, eh.
They're trying to disguise the Olivia Wilde
Yeah.
of it all. It's I think it works because I do sort of like you just see the waves of just like this character's just nervous, awkward energy that's like becomes all you see. So there were just like maybe one or two moments, and one of them was the scene in the bathroom where she's being awkward with Edward Norton and being like, "Look at this tile," where it clicked with me. I'm like, "That's Olivia Wilde." Like, Ed, you should be awkward in this scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
No, you
you should be making up shit about tile to impress her. Like,
Yeah, she sells the shit out of it.
She's so good.
On
And-
paper, I would have been like, well, that's wrong casting.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Olivia Wilde comedies.
This was
which is
really good.
Yeah.
It's just the cast is perfect and everybody is so funny in it.
And then it also it at least made me reflect on my own
Same.
relationship in my
Same,
own
yeah.
life. Yeah.
Same.
Because that's sort of the point of it all.
I saw a lot of myself in both characters.
Yeah.
Where it's like, shit, like
Yeah,
you said,
that's-
some of it feels like, God damn, I feel like this movie is telling on me.
That's it. Olivia Wilde that went through a very messy
Very
public divorce.
Oh gosh, I had forgotten
And like,
about a
I'm
lot
obviously
of that
not going
stuff.
to. Yeah, I don't care. You know,
No,
like that's her
and-
business.
Yeah, and I don't. It's I remember on the drive home from the movie the other day, one particularly ugly blow that her ex-husband dealt flashed
I
in
remember
my.
it too.
I was like, oh fuck, that's right, he did do that. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it was made public.
It was
And
he
she had
did
a
it
lot of-
publicly, so this is a thing you can read about. So anyway,
Right. And that Don't Worry, Darling also got like a lot of
that
weird
was
public
sort of-
shit.
That really got buried by all of that. And there was like this weird like Watergate thing, or like, the Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine. No, he didn't. So that was like
Yeah.
a weird. I was working at Collider for all of that, so we had to like look at all these videos because that
It's like
was the
this Zapruder
scuttlebutt.
film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it just anyway, there was a whole.
But it's all to say that I feel bad even bringing it up because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's none of our business. But you think about that watching this movie because this movie isn't. I said it's pretty divorced. It is and it isn't because, like, you know, you think about Lost in Translation and Her, two films that are about the other person.
about the same divorce.
Yeah, about the same divorce. Those feel kind of bitter. I like both of those films, but they feel a little like they're trying to air their grievances a bit.
And they seemingly end in a different place too. But yes,
Yes.
I agree. I can't quite remember the ending of Her actually. So
I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
it,
we'll have to
but
talk
it's
about it later. I've only seen both films once actually. I should revisit
Oh,
them.
okay. They both. I will say this: they both have a view of the other that the other. It's very funny because both films depict the other one as like, you know, oh, I'm such an artist
Aloof.
and I'm above.
Yep.
Yeah, aloof artist sort of that they're like, oh, I'm just some grounded piece of shit compared to them. And it's just funny that both films they thought of each other that way. It's all to say that this film doesn't feel like it's necessarily personal. It doesn't feel like she's airing
No.
grievances, even if she is. It doesn't feel that way, and it's very. It
No.
knows how to make a very positive ending. and
Yeah,
knows how to-
this is a hopeful movie about a marriage, and like
yeah.
I had that thought going in, but like it does not. It's obvious, like you're saying, it's obviously personal, but I don't think it's autobiographical. Like Seth Rogen at no point feels like a caricature of Jason Sudeikis.
You're right. Yeah. Exactly, and it feels like we keep saying, like we both reflected on our own lives.
Yeah.
because I think it's sort of designed for that. It's designed to be like like an ink blot test where it's like everybody's going to get something out of it or see something from it, and it's part of it is because you have these four characters who are this assortment of anxieties and situations. As we said, like later in the film, Edward Norton Penelope Cruz, she starts fighting.
Some of their
Edward
stuff
Norton.
comes out with when he corrects her English, and she's like, "I don't correct your terrible Spanish. What do I
Yeah.
do? I help you with your Spanish."
Yeah. Where it's like you're getting a taste of like it'll happen to them too.
Yeah, they
like
have
they've
things
only
they
been
fight
together for a
about
year.
too. They have things
Yeah.
they fight about too, man.
And again, I love the ending where she's like, "Oh, I need that pan back," and she's like, "Let me go wash it." When she comes back, they're just gone.
Yeah, Irish goodbye them.
Yeah, and it's like that it's just very funny that the movie starts in this feeling of like this Edward Norton and Penelope Cruz are like there's something up with them. They're gonna fuck with them.
Nope.
And by the end, it's like even if they were, it feels like they ended by going like, "I'm sad. Let's leave."
Yeah.
And it's like they've ruined their night
Yep.
ultimately.
Yep.
And their night ends well. You know. That's fun.
I do appreciate
good-
how simple their agenda was. They truly were coming downstairs to gauge the vibe of this couple. Like she
And it's
like
bad.
they really are. We saw you from across the bar.
Yeah. They're just horny.
Yeah.
And I think he says as much as one point
Cruz
where he's
does.
just, we
She's
just
like,
wanted to have
as horny as I am, I
Yeah.
don't think this is the right vibe tonight. Because
Right,
she's the
but
one
I
that's
think
like,
near
this
the
is
end-
not the right vibe.
near the end too though. I think Edward Norton something when it's all broken down and they've had a fight, he's like, we just wanted to
Oh yeah.
have a foursome. Like it's like and they're completely in over their heads. Like they set off this bomb they didn't know was
I
there.
didn't realize it was quite that bad. Yeah.
Right, because at first it is that feeling where you're like, what's their deal? You know that they're splitting them up. You know that, like, you're like, does Edward Norton really do like the rugs, or have they researched them? Is there something more insidious here?
They're so forceful, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like. It's the movies. It's movies that play with the social contract do this a lot. It's force of will. Because it's like, it's not like they're physically forcing them to do anything. It's just like they're just like relentless with how they pursue things that are normally considered uncomfortable by the social contract. So it throws them all. It throws Rogan and Wilde off. And us as well. So we're like, man, what are they planning? And it really is. They're just the kids who didn't care about being naked in public. And so
they just want to fuck.
They just came over to fuck, and they really just don't have any boundary issues. So that's why they act like that. They're not like trying to eat you or anything. They just don't have any boundaries.
It's such a perfect test of their relationship. Like, it's such a perfect trigger, because I hadn't thought about this, but because it's never happened to me. But a couple going to another couple and going like, "We saw you across the room. We're interested in having a foursome." For the first time ever, as a couple, you are being pursued.
Yeah.
And you have to flirt and be, as a couple, you have to represent the relationship as sellable to the other person. And that's what they sort of realize is like...
They get excited about it. Like, they start like, no, we're like totally good to go.
Yeah. And it's like they have something to prove to each other, but they also are like, you realize that, like, they suddenly have to face the fact that they're not a healthy couple.
No.
Because it's like this other couple is like, you know what? Maybe not.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, I think South Park has done this. It's like if an alien race came to Earth and they're like, prove your worth. And we're all like, oh shit.
It's
fuck.
Baby Farts McGee's
we're
ex.
great. We're doing great. Yeah.
It's the Spacebox episode.
Yeah, all of a sudden we have to like represent our community, ourselves as a whole, and you kind of realize in real time of like, shit, we're not very appealing.
I'm like the worst representative. Yeah, he's like,
yeah. And that's them. Like, it's a great way for them to realize that their relationship is broken because they suddenly have to defend it to somebody else.
They're being forced to see it, right? The idea of voyeurism. They're looking through windows at each other, and then Norton and Cruise are literally looking down on them from their window from above, and it's like they're finally getting this outward perspective of themselves and their relationship, and they're seeing, oh wow, we really are like it's stated so simply and so plainly by Cruise, but it makes perfect sense because that's their characters. But at one point, and it just hit me in the gut too, she says, do you listen? And of course now I'm fucking up the way that she phrases it, but she basically says, do you listen to the way that you guys speak to each other? Especially like, you listen to how hateful you are to each other. You guys can't.
They do the thing where they're like, do you guys like each other?
She says, do you listen how mean you are to each other? And she says it so simply, but it's like, yeah, that really is it. They are just, everything they say to each other is like pretense for some bitterness. Like
that's one thing this movie doesn't explore, but I wanted to represent, and the movie doesn't need to represent, but there are couples who do like fighting. That is, people who are argumentative. Like, there are couples that will be very argumentative in a way that's actually not, that's like playful. It depends on what it's about, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, debating like the quality of a movie, I mean, more than like the things they're arguing about. So like, I got the feeling that maybe that's where they started in a place. Like, I thought they were going to unite over that at some point.
I hate that. It makes me so uncomfortable.
I know.
So that,
it's not comfortable.
It's not fun.
But I thought at one point they were going to be like, fuck you. Sometimes we do argue and it's fine. But like, the thing is that they're not arguing about petty things. They're arguing in a more toxic way throughout.
Yeah.
And when you hear how they started together, they didn't start that way. No. This is a key thing, is like they started in a sweet way. I thought at one point we were going to hear Seth Rogen's band, and I thought it would be ska or something equally embarrassing, because it felt like they were setting that up, because it's like, oh, he had a band early 2000. He keeps being like, I don't want to listen. I don't want to hear it. And I thought what hilarious genre.
You hear him mumble. He says it's indie pop punk. It's not really a genre that exists anymore. It's going to be like some fucking Saddle Creek Records.
Yeah.
Band.
You look at him and go like, oh, what kind of band? Can
He looks like
this?
He could anything. He looks like any Saddle Creek band. He looks like
Yeah.
any band that I was listening to in 2002.
Yeah,
He could be in Cursive. Look at Seth Rogen.
yeah. Do you think they should do a Mr. Holland's Opus remake with Seth Rogen? I also don't want to say that Seth Rogen is the new Richard Dreyfuss. I am realizing that they can fill like a Jaws remake. Seth Rogen. I'm like, oh, I could see that. They're not similar people. I'm just realizing that they can fill some of the same roles
I think, yeah, you're right.
because I think the thing we always forget about Richard Dreyfuss is he, like in Jaws and stuff, you forget like he's kind of like the young,
He's the
sarcastic
wisecracking
guy. Yeah,
He's quarrelsome, but he's wisecracking.
yeah, and then he became a crank.
Yeah.
in
Then
real
he's,
life,
as he got
and-
older, quarrelsome just becomes crank.
Yeah, I hope Seth Rogen can avoid just being cranky, and I think he can.
Yeah, I think so.
I think about Seth Rogen the most in this also because this is probably the least like him of all the actors. Like I see Olivia Wilde doing drama. I see Edward Norton, Penelope Cruz. Like this felt like he was doing the biggest flex. Like
Maybe.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah. It's still very familiar territory for him, but he does have a lot to do. Like you said, he does have the biggest arc here.
It's definitely not. It's not the weirdest thing I've seen him in.
No.
Um,
He's perfectly cast in something like this. It's very, very much plays to his strengths.
Yeah, it's not like he's fucking Spielberg's mom in this. I think that's still the
Buying
one where I'm
Spielberg
like,
his first camera.
I'm just imagining that call of like, so Spielberg wants to talk to you about a role, and it's like, what?
You're gonna play
Like,
Uncle Cuck.
Yeah. Uncle Cuck. They should have called it that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I Seth Rogen, I do enjoy seeing like him and stuff like this though, where it's just like a little less or a little more grounded and a little more drama.
Yeah,
but yeah,
same.
you're right. He is sort of playing a Seth Rogen character,
Mhm.
just put into a more grounded situation,
Yeah.
which works. Yeah. I don't know if I have anything
I
else
don't
to
have
say
any other
about
thoughts about
this.
the movie. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I continue to be very excited for Olivia Wilde as a director. This is let me check. Yeah, she's done some shorts and music videos. This is her third feature. And she has more on the way. And it's just like it's such a weird she was one of those people like I think I first saw her in House.
Yeah.
You know?
That's where we all did.
Yeah, I guess it is. And she had that opening. She had this opening like career as like Tron Legacy and like you got to play just like hot
Cowboys
chick.
and aliens.
Yeah, you're just like hot chick in a bigger film, like
Yeah.
where it's like we need a hot chick, and it's just like what a great fucking like she's obviously
Justin
a great
Timberlake's
actress.
mom and In Time.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. What a career.
Mm-hmm.
It almost feels like she was getting cast in these things and she was like, you know what? I'll make the movies and then I get to be in the movies, you know, like no one's putting her in the right thing or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's it.
Yeah, good movie.
Good movie.
We can be done.
Everybody go see it.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. Bring the whole family. Bring the kids. Bring grandma. We have a Patreon.
We do.
You could also show that to your children.
Bring your
Patreon.
grandma to the Patreon.
Yeah, she'd love it.
Knock her socks
Patreon.com/gamefully
off.
unemployed. Yeah. We'll fuck your grandma. We'll fuck her socks off.
We'll do that.
That's
sure.
our motto.
Yep.
We have exclusive podcasts on there like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Himboo's our supernatural podcast. We watch movies every Friday night with our patrons, which is a lot of fun. We have a bunch of tiers and fun shit that you can do. Patreon.com/gamefully unemployed.
Yeah.
Go on there.
Check that out.
Support us.
Fox Mulder is a Maniac and Spiel Boys are complete series, by the way. We covered all of the
Yeah.
X-Files and every Steven Spielberg movie. Split between
Yeah.
us and Small Beans, of course. We also have a store. Head over to GameFulUnemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store. We have all kinds of cool original artwork by cool original artists like Michael Vincent Bramley, Starlene Hodge, and Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Please rate and review our podcast wherever you're listening. And also check out our show, Badical, Badical, also wherever you're listening.
Yes. And check out pegging.
Pegging!
Google it, look into it, see if it's right for you. Ask your doctor if pegging is right for you.
Yes.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.